Alright, another day out here. Today was wiring ripping apart day. Had a whole bundle of wires here. Pulled out the computer, pulled out all these computers. All this junk. Computers here, just figuring out what wires I need, what wires I don't need, because I don't need a lot of them. So far I only need these four, and this one, and this one. So it's more cleanup to do. But it's freezing cold out here, and I'm going home. But I did paint my valve covers and timing belt pulley thingies. Team colors. And you haven't seen this yet, but I bought a Festiva. It was $300 from a guy nearby. He said I was doing an oil change and then it wouldn't start. So, you want it for $300? All I did was jump out the fuel pump relay and it runs like a charm. Pretty clean, not bad. Especially for $300. I'll be out here again tomorrow. I think I will do brake lines because I have parts coming for those. Some T's and whatever. Fiddle around underneath the car, brake line for the rear, tee it underneath, up and over to the master. Run 2 new lines for the front, tee to the master again. And that'll be the brakes done. Then I can just walk away from the brakes. And then, oh, I also bought a brand new welder. It should be here on Friday, but I won't be here on Friday, so hopefully I can pick it up on Saturday. And it's currently October 1st. And I have a drift event to go to on the 26th. So I got 25 days to get it together, running, tuned. I'm ready to rock. See if I do it. Started doing some wiring today. Took a bit longer than I thought. I replaced my valve covers too. New gaskets. Just waiting on from seals. I gotta pull the timing gear off the crank. Replace that seal and clean it up down there. Started doing wiring. Got the coils. I just gotta do the grounds for them all now. And I just have to wire in the throttle position sensor, water temp, air temp, crank sensor. That's it. And maybe I'll finish that up on Friday. Today's Wednesday. We'll see what happens. Welder finally showed up. Finally get the brand new welder. It's not a Chinese piece of junk. 185 DV from Everlast. High frequency start, 2T, 4T, pulse, AC DC, AC balance, frequency, 120, 240. It's got nice regulator, 120 adapter, a nice pedal. Gonna do stick welding, nice long ground clamp. I'll probably use my other argon hose. Comes with cups and such. Just a 17 torch with a dense connector. Let's get it set up. Alright, got her all set up. Got a little test piece cleaned up here. Some filler rod, new torch. Turn on the gas. Woo. High frequency TIG, DC, pedal, 0 pulse. Let's do 100. Post flow, we don't need any post flow. And none of that. We'll give her a go. First failure. The gas line blew off. I'm going to use my black rubber hose. Alright, got the new hose on there. Let's see if it works better. Oh yeah. The fans are a little noisy, but nothing that concerns me. Something like that. Okay, now I can try it. Well, I am very impressed. I've never used, well, any other TIG welder other than the Eastwood, other than the old Econo TIG my buddy has, which is pretty bare bones. This one is amazing. The 50 hertz sounds crazy, and the 250 hertz AC frequency is just nuts. It sounds like an alien, and it's super precise, way down low. Like, you can just make a little ball and then stack little balls on top of it. It's cool. I'm already satisfied with my purchase. Everlast 185 DV. I think it was 1,400 Canadian to my door. Shipped out in a week, like from Ontario to Victoria, BC, in a week. And yeah, it's great. I'm gonna weld everything now. Alright, so I am done wiring, except for the fuel pump. I've got 2 new power wires going back through the loom. It's all spliced through. Wasted spark, coil on plug. I just used the stock injector harness and ran it in, spliced it to the megasquirt. grounds go to the back of the head like they did on the factory harness, because there's two big ground wires from the frame and the battery to the engine. Should be good. I ran a ground from where the megasquirt's grounded to where the wideband gets grounded, so that there won't be any offsets. All I have to do is wire up my fuel pump output, which is, I believe it's this big black wire right there. So I'll hack into that guy and test the fuel pump first, make sure it is that actual one, and then hack into that. I got this, just plugs into here. All I have coming out of here is switched power and the switched power for the starter. So there's a huge, this big relay right here with like number 8s coming out of it. For power, the megasquirt, which it doesn't need much power, and the coils and everything, it's really only going to be like 8 amps, 10 amps. And that's a giant relay, so. And I don't know what fuse it is, so we'll figure it out. If it trips, then we'll run a new wire for them. But aside from testing the fuel pump tomorrow and putting I ordered new cam seals in front main seal. I'm just degreasing it right now because it was leaking. Put those seals in, put the timing belt on, and we can possibly fire that up tomorrow. I still have to modify my megasquirt tonight. I'll probably do that tonight. And then she's basically good to go. Just gotta block off the cold start injector on the bottom of the intake, which I'll probably just put the back in just because it's easier, and then block off the EGR pipe in the back, and she's good to go. Back again this morning. I've got some brake lines teed to the back over to the proportioning valve. I got a new line run from there to a T that goes to this side, goes to the proportioning valve. So the brakes are basically done. I just have to tighten up that T. And I finally figured out how to pull this off. Just a couple screws, well, machine bolts or whatever, with a little plate I drilled out just to pull on the snout. Got to clean it up down there and then put a new seal in, and then the timing set can go on. Alright, so I got the timing belt on, pulley, front pulley cover. I just temporarily put the wrenches on as spacers because I need some washers so I can measure up my serpentine belt. I'm going to pick up the parts I need for the exhaust today and hopefully start on the exhaust tomorrow. I'm hoping I can weld some parts to the stock headers just to extend them down a bit, and then put the headers back on. I can put it back on the motor mounts, and then I don't know if I'm going to use V-bands or just those strap butt connector things. We'll see. I have some V-bands. I'll probably just use V-bands. And brakes are done. Just got to bleed them. Got to put oil in it. I got to find my wires for connecting my laptop to the megasquirt. and then I can flash a tune and see if I get cranked signal and all that, and see if she'll fire. Oh, I can't though, because I don't have a flywheel yet. So I could drop the trans and put the stock flex plate back on just to see if it'll run. We'll see. We'll see what happens.